Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sthavakaya cha dharmasya Sarvadharma Swarupine Sthavakaya cha dharmasya Sarvadharma Swarupine Avatara Varishtaya Ramakrishna te Namah. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, the Supreme God incarnate, who came to establish religion universal. Let us pray to Him to lead us from the unreal to the real, to lead us from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, to lead us from death to immortality. We are studying Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Last time we discussed about how to cultivate love of God. The same topic I am continuing in this class also. Darkness of ignorance. People suffer because of true knowledge. So lack of true knowledge is ignorance. Those who are completely involved in worldly things and worldly pleasures and worldly achievements, they are all in darkness of ignorance. So, in order to get rid of this darkness, you have to light the lamp of knowledge. That is, the knowledge about God. And people keep on talking and debating about the existence of God. And it is remaining as a mystery, because God is not easily visible. That is a trick God is playing on us. If He is visible, if He is available to anyone, anytime, then the drama of this world will not go. Once the baby enjoying toys perchance looks the mother standing there, immediately she throws away all the toys and goes after the mother. So that is the analogy that we should understand. So living in this world, playing in this world, is nothing but playing with toys. And one has to aspire seriously to know God. There are so many ways of reaching Him. Sri Ramakrishna very clearly said in the Gospel, develop love towards God. Then you will see wonder of wonders. You will not be able to contain the joy once you begin to love God. The whole system must be geared towards that end. You may be living in the world, you may be carrying on all the activities, but you must always remember, you belong to God, not to the world. So, bhakti, devotion to God, is one of the many paths. Whatever path we may follow, we have to practice it diligently, then you will reach the goal. You must keep walking. If you stop for some reason, you will not be able to reach the goal. Whatever may be, you must keep on marching on the path. Many people not taking the spiritual path keep on circling in the path of ignorance, round and round, reaching nowhere, suffering all the time. So Sri Ramakrishna has taken this subject and dealt with very nicely. All the paths are really very good. Choose the path according to your suitability and constitution. The immediate step should be practicing. Enough of theory. Enough. When do you practice it? If you keep on debating all through your life. So, bhakti. In the last class we touched some points. There are many bhavas in bhakti, moods, special type of distinctive moods in the path of devotion. When the devotee grows in devotion, there is absolute self-forgetfulness. This is called bhava. Bhava establishes a true relationship between the devotee and the Lord. Bhava then grows into Mahabhava, wherein the devotee lives, moves, and has his being in the Lord. This is called Parama Prema, the consummation of love, supreme love. There are 5 kinds of bhavas in bhakti. Shanta bhava, dasya bhava, sakhya bhava, vatsalya bhava, madhurya bhava. They are all really very good. All these bhavas we experience in our day-to-day life. What Sri Ramakrishna wants us is to direct them towards God. These bhavas are feelings. They are quite natural to human beings. And so, these are easy to practice. So practice whichever bhava suits your temperament. That's all. Spiritual practice always emphasizes the individual effort. Don't divert your attention in so many ways. Don't compare yourself with anybody. Spiritual journey should be taken alone. Only you are going in the directions of the path properly. In Shanta Bhava, the devotee is Shanta, means peaceful. He doesn't jump, he doesn't dance, he doesn't show his emotions externally. His heart is filled with love and joy. Sublime, perfect tranquil state. Samahita chitta. Probably you must have heard great Bhishmacharya in Mahabharata. He is taken as an example for Shanta Bhakta. Bhishmacharya, great, very great. You must read these two great epics, Ramayana, Mahabharata. Most fascinating and full of teachings. Next comes another bhava, dasya bhava. That is the servant attitude. Sri Hanuman is very well known for this attitude. He loved to serve Sri Rama all the time. He served Sri Ramchandra wholeheartedly. He pleased his master in all possible ways. He found joy and bliss in the service of his master. It is said Hanuman was so full of Sri Ram in his system. Just by repeating Rama's name, he crossed the ocean to reach Lanka. Whereas Sri Ramchandra himself had to build a bridge to cross over the Lanka, to cross over the ocean to reach Lanka. Anyway, serving wholeheartedly, sincerely, without grumbling, without egoism, without any negative qualities coming, interrupting the service. He feels fulfillment in that attitude. And because Hanuman served so well, Sri Ramchandra was very eager to give him the highest prize. And that is, he called Hanuman. He embraced him. It is not ordinary embrace. Not only type of embrace. They make a show of hugging. Inside their crooks. It's not like that. Purest of the pure. And when he hugged Hanuman, Hanuman went into ecstatic samadhi. He became one with that Paramatman, Sri Ramchandra. He got complete fulfillment. So, he got that result just by serving the Master. Serving. Then, Sakhya Bhava. Friendly attitude. You can have any attitude with respect to God. Friendly attitude. Arjun had this. He would see Krishna as his most dear friend. In this attitude, he always feels that he is equal. Arjuna and Krishna used to sit, eat, talk and walk together as very close friends. That was a great experience indeed. Great experience. Friend. Then Vatsalya Bhava. That is the devotee looking upon God as his child. God as a child. That's also a most wonderful attitude if one can cherish it. The real mother, how she loves the child, it cannot be described. It is only to be felt. It is only to be experienced. Tremendous love, tremendous. And Sri Ramakrishna is telling, direct this Vatsalya Bhava towards God. So he gives the example. Yashoda had this attitude. What a grand life. Yashoda, Krishna playing with Yashoda, tremendous. There is no fear in this bhava because God is your pet child. The devotee serves, feeds and looks upon God as a mother does in the case of her child. So, Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya. The last one is Madhura Bhava. This we have to understand a little bit carefully. This Madhura Bhava is the highest form of bhakti. The devotee regards God as his lover. This was a relation between Radha and Krishna. The Radha is example for this bhava. Madhura Bhava. In this Madhura Bhava, there is Atma Samarpan. In this attitude, there is no separation. The lover and the beloved become one. The devotee and God feel one with each other and still maintain a separateness in order to enjoy the bliss of the play of love between them. This is oneness in separation and separation in oneness. Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Jaidev, Meera, Andal, all these great devotees had this attitude, Madhura Bhava. Sri Ramakrishna did practice all these attitudes and came out successful. Validated all these bhavas which are described in Srimad Bhagavatam. So, in order to be a devotee, you must develop all these qualities. You must really know the meaning of being a devotee. Madhura Bhava is absolutely different from the conjugality of earthly experience. One should not be mistaken for the other. Earthly conjugality is purely selfish and is undertaken only because it gives pleasure to one's own self. But in love of God, it is because it gives pleasure to God and not for the sake of the devotee. The devotee is always concerned how best he could give pleasure to God. Divine love is not selfish. This divine love is born of sattva, but earthly lust is born of rajas and attachment to bodies. Adrik conjugality is the outcome of egoistic, self-regarding, egoistic feeling, while divine communion is the outcome of other regarding feeling, devoid of egoism. Strong selfishness is the root of worldly passion. Divine love is a product of loss of egoism. This is the greatest difference between kama and prema. Kama means lust, prema means divine love. The two are related as darkness is related to light. No development of earthly affection, however perfect it may be, can lead one to supreme joy of divine communion. Lust lurks in the heart due to the passion that burns in the core of things. Divine love is unknown to the man of the world, however religious he may be. The austere transformation of the human into the divine is the beginning of true love for God. Devotion to God is developed in 9 different ways. It is supreme attachment to God through a bhava predominant in the devotee. Intense love is a common factor in all the 9 modes. Exclusive love for God is expressed through various methods. All devotees of this type are above the formalities of the world. Devotion to God is developed in 9 different ways. Navavidha Bhakti is very well defined in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is supreme attachment to God through a bhava predominant in the devotee. Intense love is a common factor in all the 9 modes. Exclusive love for God is expressed through various methods. Good conduct, which is in accordance with perfect moral law, is an auxiliary to pure bhakti, and it follows the true bhakta wherever he goes. One cannot develop true devotion to God if he is crooked in his heart. If he has got objects of love in this world, if he is tempted by charming worldly things, if he wishes to feed his body well, If he wishes to earn a great name in the world, if he does not like to part with the alluring contents of the world, one cannot develop true devotion. Perfect detachment from all objects is a preliminary to real devotion. So, vairagya, dispassion, is a product of real love for God. One who has love for the world cannot have love for God. You can see how the worldly people behave and act. They cannot tolerate the spiritual atmosphere or discussing about spiritual matters. They become extremely restless. It has been demonstrated in Sri Ramakrishna's life. Once Sri Ramakrishna was giving spiritual instructions to the people who have gathered there, and some people came to see Master. They came by boat. They came to Master's room and they sat there. Among that group, some were very much fascinated by Sri Ramakrishna's words. They wanted to sit through the whole conversation. But the other friends, they were extremely restless. So they began to whisper, "Dear friends, how long you want to sit here?" They said, "No, we want to hear Sri Ramakrishna's teachings. We don't want to miss any one of them." "Well, God bless you. We'll wait for you in the boat." And those group, they went away. They are the typical example, very typical example of worldly people. That's why you see, even though everything is available, satsang is available, holy scriptures are available, holy company is available, but people never look in that direction at all. In fact, they even say, no, if you go to ashrama, mind will turn away. They are afraid. That means they don't want their mind to turn away. They want their mind to be in the world. At the same time, God should satisfy all their desires, good or bad. That's how the world goes. So it is said, one who has love for the world cannot have love for God. Where there is Kama, there cannot be Rama. And where there is Rama, there cannot be Kama. Love for the world and love for God are diametrically opposite things. One has to be renounced for the attainment of the other. You can't sail putting your legs in two boats. Put both the legs in one boat, either worldly boat or spiritual boat. So, Srimad Bhagavat, very famous scripture, and also Vishnu Puran, the sages have described 9 forms of bhakti, 9 forms of devotion. One is Shravan, hearing of God's glories. Kirtan, singing of His glories. Smaran, remembrance of his name and presence. Padasevana, serving his feet. Archana, worshipping him. Vandana, prostration. Dasya, cultivating the bhava of a servant with God. Sakhya, cultivation of the friend mood. And lastly, Atmanivedan, complete surrender of the self. So these are the 9 distinctive modes of bhakti. A devotee can practice any method of bhakti which suits him best. Through that he will attain divine illumination. It is certain. First of all, Shravan means hearing of God's glories. Trying to cultivate love towards His divine name and love and divine form. The devotee gets absorbed in the hearing of divine stories, and his mind merges in the thought of divinity. It cannot think of undivine things. The mind loses, as it were, its charm for the world. The devotee remembers God only. He remembers God and God only, even in dream. And there is an incident in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going towards south. He wanted to meet the great Acharya, Madhvacharya. He wanted to visit him. He was on his way. On the way he visited a temple where a Pandit was discoursing about Bhagavad Gita. There was one person who was sitting by the side of a pillar, shedding tears through his eyes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to him. Well, what makes you to shed tears? Could you understand the scripture, Bhagavad Gita? Could you read? Could you understand the interpretations of this Pandit? What made you to weep? He said, Master, the very thought of Krishna giving instructions to Arjuna, that very thought itself provoked me. It kindled me. It overwhelmed me. I could not control my tears. So just by hearing the word Krishna, and that picture, the whole picture came into his mind. Krishna sitting in the chariot, giving advice to Sri Arjuna. So Shravan, it has a tremendous purifying effect. That's one of the 9 paths. So Shravana Bhakti is possible when you have holy company. And discussing the spiritual ideas with the holy people. The advantage is the person in the spiritual path can correct him if he has any doubts, and if he is feeling problem, in the spiritual path. There's another great example how by Shravan one got illumination. That is great King Parikshit. Very great king. He was supposed to be bitten by a snake and his days were numbered. Death was imminent. There's a big story why that happened. I'm making the story short. So, what he did, he got hold of Shukadev, great saint, sage of realization. So, he requested him to tell the glories of God. And Shuka Maharshi began to narrate Bhagavad. His whole mind was totally absorbed about the Bhagavad Shravan. There was no fear of death for him. His heart was thoroughly purified, and of course he was bitten by the snake, as was ordained. But it is said, even before the poison would act upon his body, he had merged in Paramatman. He enjoyed the supreme bliss. Face was beaming with joy. That is Shravan. Then Kirtan. That is doing bhajans, singing Lord's glories. See, music has got that tremendous quality. It draws you closer. If you have little concentration, little liking for the music, it makes you very easy to enjoy the bliss of God. He is thrilled with divine emotion. He loses himself in the love of God. He gets horripilation in the body due to extreme love for God. So, he experiences divine bhava. He is ever engaged in japa of the Lord's name. He always loves to sing about God, loves to do bhajans. And there are many devotees of this type. Meera, very famous, Meera Bhajan. She would pour her heart to Krishna. Kabir Das, Tulsi Das, Gopal Das. So many saints. Their whole life was singing and singing. I used to remember in my boyhood days, one Haridas, that is, their tradition is they would have tambura and they go in the street playing the tambura and singing. They would come to the home for asking bhiksha. They would sing a song. And I still remember my grandmother said, please sing one more song. And he sang. Of course, then he was given good quantity of rice. And his voice was vibrant, face was bright, full of tejas. sattvic look, sincere, honest, all this go with the devotion. Extremely humble. Just by seeing you love to give before asking. That is it. And his whole life was doing kirtan. Whole day, morning to evening, goes on singing glories of God. And people would give. And he loved it, he enjoyed it. Even now, there are some, it's called Dasa Sampradaya tradition. You know that one Das is still alive, Achyut Das. They are brothers, Achyut Das and Keshav Das. Both are very great in singing glories of God and narrating the incidents. Wonderful style. Keshav Das, of course, he came to America, he established ashram in Pittsburgh, etc. Very great devotee, but he passed away. He got heart attack, something. His elder brother is still alive. We used to invite him every year during anniversary of Sri Ramakrishna, birthday anniversary of Sri Ramakrishna. Last day of the program is Harikatha. Do you know how many people would come? 5,000. No place for people to sit. Extremely good talk and singing, both. Clubbing, both. Singing and talking. Narration. Nothing but God. Gods and glories. But the way he presents it, the way he puts fun into the story, he makes people laugh. And he makes people realize their faults. He makes people humble. That's the... Even now the tradition is there. But it is not that all traditions are going down because of the tremendous materialistic influence. The tradition is slowly dying out. But still it is there. Sri Ramakrishna also loved to sing. Always he would begin his day with singing about Divine Mother. Anybody coming to him, he would ask, sing a song on the Mother. When Narendra would come, he would always say, sing a song. As soon as Narendra opened his mouth, he would go into ecstasy. Like that. Then, Smarana, constant remembrance of the Lord at all times. Sarveshu kaleshu mamanasmara. Shri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, he is telling Arjun, Sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha. That means, constantly remember me and do your duty. Remembering God is first priority, don't forget that. Don't say your duty is first priority and God is second priority. You are gone. Duty has value when it is followed by God. Then only there's chance of becoming selfless if you remember God and do the duty. That's the meaning of Sarveshu Kaleshu Mamanusmara Yudhyacha. All the time you remember me and fight the evil. So constant remembrance is very important. There are many examples, devotees of this type. Dhruva, Prahlad, they are always constantly remembering God. So remembrance, that is Smaran, also includes hearing of stories pertaining to God at all times, talking of God, teaching to others what pertains to God, meditation on the attributes of God. all these things. So remembrance, that is remembering God, has no particular time. He is to be remembered at all times without break, so long as one has got his consciousness intact. Because people are so busy and preoccupied in all other things, as a compromise we tell, please remember 108 times, morning and evening. If you say, oh Swamiji, 2 times we have to remember, is it alright if you remember only 1 time, morning? Alright, morning you get up early and do it. Oh Swami, getting early is also difficult. Can we remember God anytime we get up? They keep on asking questions and they want to keep on asking compromises. The result is full of compromise only. 1% practice you are doing, 99% compromise. How can you expect the result? How can you expect peace immediately in your mind? It's a joke. Anyway, the more you do japa, the better. Otherwise, why should Krishna say, Sarveshu Kaleshu Mamanusma? What did he say? So, when you remember God, you remember with the quality of meditation improves, concentration improves, and slowly rise the time. First you are doing 108, then you do 108 by 2, multiply by 2, then again multiply by 4, increase slowly. There's a great life story of Agormani, Gopalar Ma, her name. She became child widow, but she could not live with the in-laws' homes. She didn't want to live there. She didn't want to trouble them. She was struggling to find a place. She found a place in the village. It's called Pani Hati. It is across the Ganges. I have visited that place. In Berumat, it's a tradition. Every year, all the novices, brahmacharins, they will be taken to that place, Pani Hati. You have to go by boat. Bindu Madhava temple. The temple people gave her shelter there, small cottage. She lived there. What she would do? She would go and help, plucking flowers, pasting sandal paste, making sandal paste, arranging for puja, etc. Wiping the place, cleaning the courtyard, all these things. So she would do it wholeheartedly. And whenever she would come back to her room, to her cottage, immediately she would take japmala and begin to repeat Krishna. Can you imagine? She got so much saturated in the divine name. Krishna literally came to her as a baby. And he began to give supreme joy to her. Not only that, he was pestering her, give me this, give me that, give me butter. And he would run. And the Gopalarma would be afraid she may fall into the Ganges. It was on the bank of Ganges, She would run and to catch hold of the baby. Like this Leela went on. When Sri Ramakrishna visited Pani Hati, there was anniversary every year. Sri Ramakrishna could see this Agormani playing with Krishna. Nobody else can see. It is not visible by others. Ramakrishna he was thrilled to see this lady. What? In this Kali Yuga there is devotee like this? He went to her. Mother, why don't you come to Dakshineshwar? Please visit me. And she was so much fascinated by Sri Ramakrishna, by looking. She agreed that she would come. But she has to come in the boat. She is not alone. She has to carry the child. Gopala is there. It's not lightweight. It is baby is quite heavy. And she came with the baby and entered Sri Ramakrishna's room, Dakshineshwar Kali temple. If you have seen there, that room is still there, where Sri Ramakrishna used to live. She went there. Sri Ramakrishna knew that Gopalarma is coming. So he was in the Gopala mood. When he came, she put the child below on the ground. She made prostrations to Sri Ramakrishna. And then she got up. When she got up, what did she see? This baby crawling, going fast and entering into the heart of Sri Ramakrishna. There the vision ended. That gave the revelation to Gopalarma that Sri Ramakrishna is none other than Krishna himself. It's a big story. You have to read that. It's a beautiful story, her life. And Swami Vivekananda made a very great remark about this is the last generation of our tradition. Like that Vivekananda makes a statement about Agaramani. So constant, her only practice is remembering Krishna all the time. That is Smaran. Alright, we shall stop here. It's getting 9 o'clock. So we shall continue the same class next Tuesday. And Sri Ramakrishna arrived with his devotees at the house of Gyan Chaudhary in Calcutta to join the annual festival of the Simla Brahma Samaj. Keshav, Ram, Manmohan, Balaram, Kedar, Narendra, Rakal and other devotees were present. Narendra had met the master only a few days before at the temple garden at Dakshineshwar. He used to participate now and then in the worship of the Simla Brahma Samaj and sing for the congregation. The worship was arranged according to the usual custom of the Samaj. First the scripture was read, then Narendra sang. It was dusk. The devotees made merry. The master looked at the household devotees seated around him and said with a smile, "Why shouldn't it be possible for a householder to give his mind to God?" But the truth is that he no longer has his mind with him. If he had it, then he could certainly offer it to God. But alas, the mind has been mortgaged to lust and gold. So it is necessary for him constantly to live in the company of holy men. When he gets back his own mind, then he can devote it to spiritual practice. But first it is necessary to live constantly with the Guru, wait on him, and enjoy the company of spiritual people. Either he should think of God in solitude day and night, or he should live with holy people. The mind left to itself gradually dries up. Take a jar of water for instance. If the jar is set aside, the water dries up little by little. But that will not happen if the jar is kept immersed in the Ganges. The iron becomes red in the furnace of a smithy. Take it out and it becomes black as before. Therefore the iron must be heated in the furnace every now and then. Do you know what ignorance means? It is the feeling, this is my house, these are my relatives, I am the doer, and the household affairs go on smoothly because I manage them. But to feel I am the servant of God, His devotee, His son, That is a good attitude. The I cannot be effaced altogether. You may explain it away through reasoning, but the next moment it reappears, nobody knows from where. It is like a goat that still bleats faintly and jerks its legs even after its head has been cut off. But the eye that God retains in his devotee after he has seen him is called the ripe eye. It is like a sword turned into gold by touching the philosopher's stone. You can't hurt anybody with it. Thus the master talked, seated in the worship hall, and Keshav and the other devotees listened with rapt attention. It was about 8 o'clock in the evening. The bells rang 3 times for the worship. Master said to Keshav and the others, "What is this? I see you have not yet begun your regular worship." Keshav said, "What further worship do we need? We are having all this." We shall stop here. Chant the name of the Lord and his glory unceasingly, that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean and quench that mighty forest fire, worldly lust raging furiously within. O name, stream down in moonlight on the lotus heart, opening its cup to knowledge of thyself. O self, drowned deep in the waves of his bliss, tasting his nectar at every step, bathing in his name, that bath for weary souls. Various are thy names, O Lord, in each and every name thy power resides. No times are set, no rites are needful for chanting of thy name. So vast is thy mercy, how huge then is my wretchedness, who find in this empty life and heart no devotion to thy name. O my mind, be humbler than a blade of grass, be patient and forbearing like a tree. Take no honor to thyself, give honor to all. Chant unceasingly the name of the Lord. O Lord and soul of the universe, mine is no prayer for wealth or retinue. The playthings of lust or the toys of fame. As many times as I may be reborn, grant me, O Lord, a steadfast love for thee. A drowning man in this world's fearful ocean is thy servant, O sweet one. In thy mercy, consider him as dust beneath thy feet. Oh, how I long for the day when an instant's separation from thee, O Lord, will be as 1,000 years. When my heart burns away with its desire, and the world without thee is a heartless void. Prostrate at thy feet let me be, in unwavering devotion, neither imploring the embrace of thine arms, nor bewailing the withdrawal of thy presence, though it tears my soul asunder. O thou who stillest the hearts of thy devotees, do with me what thou wilt, for thou art my heart's beloved, thou and thou alone. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, and lead us from death to immortality. May all be free from dangers, may all realize what is good, may all be actuated by noble thoughts, may all rejoice everywhere. May all be happy, may all be free from disease, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous, may the virtuous attain tranquility, may the tranquil be free from bonds, may the freed make others free. May good betide all people, may the sovereign righteously rule the earth, may all beings ever attain what is good, may the worlds be prosperous and happy. May the clouds pour rain in time. May the earth be blessed with crops. May all countries be freed from calamity. May holy men live without fear. May the Lord, the destroyer of sins, the presiding deity of all sacred works, be satisfied. For, he being pleased, the whole universe becomes pleased. He being satisfied, the whole universe feels satisfied.